Hey, Super Scholars, happy Monday. Today is Monday, April 27th, and it's Miss Fields here coming to you today with your reading lesson. I hope that you all had a wonderful weekend and that you took some time to have fun, go outside, play some games, and just rest your little brains. But I also hope that you are ready for our week 4 of NTI and ready to get back into the swing of things and continue growing our brains. So, today we're going to be talking about something that we have already talked about before. So, I guarantee that when I read our learning targets and our success criteria, you're going to say to yourself, I've heard that before, because you most certainly have. So, I am learning how to analyze how characters respond to major events in a story. We're going to read it again, but this time you're going to read it with me. Get your mouth ready and your finger ready. I am learning how to analyze how characters respond to major events in a story. Okay, there we go. That's our learning target. That's what we are learning how to do today. Now, I want to bring your attention to this word right here, analyze. Can you all say that word? Analyze. You've heard it before, okay? And if you have, then you may know what it means. But if not, you may or may not have forgotten, and that's okay. But if we analyze something, that means to study or examine something very carefully, okay? So that means you are not just taking a quick look at something, you're really, really like into it, okay? You are digging deep and seeing what everything that you can find, okay? So that's what we're going to be doing today with our characters and how they respond. Now, our success criteria is going to be, if you look right here, it is going to be I am successful when I can explain how a character responded to a major event using text evidence. Okay, get your finger ready, read it with me. I am successful when I can explain how a character responded to a major event using text evidence. Okay, so if you can do that by the end of today's lesson, then you were successful and you rocked it out. And I want to point out one little thing before we go right into our lesson for today. Notice here how it says using text evidence. Okay, guys, we talk about this all the time, but it is so important. Be able to prove and justify what you say, right? And so if I want to say that the character is, or if I want to say that my friend is upset, okay, but then somebody's like, well, did she tell you she was upset? And I'm like, well, no. And then they're going to probably ask me, well, how do you know she's upset? So, see, I'm going to have some evidence to say, oh, well, I know she's upset because this, and this, right? And they do the same thing when we read, just like with math, right? We always ask you all to show your work, because showing your work and proving how you did something and how you concluded to something is super important. So make sure that your answers and your proof is coming from the text. All right. So I want you to think about it like this. Problem and solution. We've heard this before plenty of times, right? Problem and solutions is a type of text structure. So it tells about a problem and then gives us one or more solutions. So look here, our problem here is what? It looks to me like there is some milk spilling, okay? And then it looks like the solution here was to get some paper towels, okay? So they're probably going to use these paper towels to wipe up the spilt milk. And then when they've done that, they've taken their problem, but they have solved it by cleaning it up with the paper towels. Okay? And that's kind of how you can think of like how a character responds to something, because a lot of times stories have problems, right? And then characters have to kind of figure out how to respond or what to do to this major thing happening in the story. And here are some signal words okay, that let us know that there's a problem in a solution type of text structure going on in our story, okay? So there's words like consequently, thereby, therefore, leads to, as a result, and because of. So if you see these words in a text, there's probably going to be some problem and solution going on in there, okay? And those are just a few words, but there's probably many more. Okay, so think, problem, and solution. Let's move right along. So, how might you respond to this event? So, if I'm looking at this picture, there's no words with the picture, but that doesn't mean I can't infer and use what I see to help me come to this conclusion of what happened. So, it looks to me like this little girl, well, she's obviously crying because I can see the tears coming down her face. And then I can see here that she's got a little hole here, and we can see her knee, and it looks like she's bleeding. So, if she's crying and we see blood, then oh, she's probably hurt herself, right? Hurt herself bad, and now her knee is bleeding. How might you respond to this event? Take a second and think about it. If this was your friend, how might you respond to this major event? Okay. You might tell an adult. Okay, so telling an adult, that might be how you respond. Okay, because you're going to need to get somebody that is old enough to help her and that knows what to do if you're not sure. You might help her get to the nurse safely. Okay, so helping her get to the nurse. Okay, her knee is obviously very sore and it's bleeding, so she's probably not going to be able to walk the best. So maybe you respond by helping her get to the nurse. Okay, maybe you respond by just simply asking if she is okay. Okay, maybe she's not your friend or you're not really sure of, she's, in your class, but you're not like best friends or something. But maybe you just see her fall and you just want to go over there and say, "Hey, are you okay?" Right? That may be how you respond to the story. It's just simply asking if she's okay. And you might respond by getting her a band-aid. Okay, so obviously she's got a big old cut here and she's bleeding, she's gonna need a band-aid, right? And so you might respond by making sure that she has a band-aid to cover it up to help stop the bleeding. Okay, so these are just a few ways that you can respond. If you said one of these ways, that is great. If you said something different, that is also fabulous. These are just the few that I came up with, but I know there is several more that we could have chosen. Okay, so our model story for today is called Grandpa's Missing Socks. Okay, so I am going to read this story. You are going to read with me by touching the first word and following along. And I want you to be thinking about what is the big problem in this story. Remember, think problem and solution. What's the big event happening in this story, and how are the characters in it responding to it? If you'll see over here, I have a few questions that I have posed that I want you to think about as we read, and we're going to talk about them after we read and see if we can kind of come to some conclusion of what was the major event in this story and how are the characters responding. So I want you to follow along with me and just listen, and or you can read with me. Grandpa's missing socks. Grandpa searched the laundry bin and frowned. "I can't find my socks," he said. "A mystery," Emma and Alex cried. They got their notebooks. "Okay, Grandpa, what do your socks look like?" Emma asked. "They're blue," Grandpa said. "Blue?" Alex wrote in his notebook. Where did you last see them?" "I just took them out of the dryer. They should be here." Grandpa pointed at the bin. "Alex and I need to search the area." Emma slid her pencil behind her ear. Emma and Alex slowly circled the sofa. "I see clothes on the floor," Emma noted, "and one is blue." Alex checked it. "Oh, it's just my blue glove." Emma bent down for a better look at the clothes on the floor. Her pen fell and rolled under the sofa. "Maybe the socks are under the sofa." They looked under the sofa. There were no socks. Emma said, let's search these clothes on the sofa." "Okay." Alex picked up a towel. A shirt was stuck to it. When he peeled them apart, it sounded like ripping paper. Did you hear that? That noise is from static, Grandpa said. Static causes two objects to stick together. Emma peeled apart more clothes. She looked over at Grandpa, sorting through clothes. Emma smiled. I know where Grandpa's socks are. You do? Grandpa and Alex asked. Emma pointed to Grandpa's pants. A blue sock was stuck to the back of one leg. My sock! Grandpa took the sock. And here's the other one! Alex peeled it off of another towel. Case solved, Emma said. Grandpa pulled on his socks. My warm feet. Thank you both. Okay, so we've got Grandpa here who's missing his socks, and it looks like his grandchildren are trying to help him find it. So our first question here is, how do Emma and Alex respond? Notice how I have that word highlighted. How do they respond to Grandpa's sock being lost? I wonder. Let's see. When Grandpa searched the laundry bin and frowned, I can't find my socks, he said. A mystery, Emma and Alex cried. They got their notebooks. Oh, so after they found out that his socks were missing, they responded by getting out their notebooks. Let's see. Yes, okay. So they think of it as a mystery and something that they need to solve. So they get out their notebooks to write down all the clues and all the things that Grandpa can remember to help him find his socks. Very well. Next question. What questions do Emma and Alex ask their grandpa when helping him find his socks? So, yes, they've got their notebooks, okay? They've decided that this is a mystery and they're going to get to the bottom of it, and they've got their notebooks and they're ready to go. But they've got to be able to kind of use what Grandpa knows about his socks before they can really help him. So they asked him a few questions. Looks like here, okay, Grandpa, what do your socks look like? Emma asked. And then Grandpa tells them that they're blue. And then looks like they also ask him, where did you last see them? Okay, so they ask him two questions. What do they look like, which is important because you've got to know what you're looking for. Are they blue? Are they purple? Pink? Okay, and then where did he last see them? Those are the two questions Grandpa was asked. And I'm sure you can relate to this story too. I'm sure your parents have done it before too. When you've lost something and can't find it, they always say, well, where did you last have it? Or where did you last see it, right? Because in order to help someone who's lost something, you've got to be able to have some support to go off of, okay? So those are the questions that they asked him. Now, our last question, how does Grandpa respond when his socks are found? Okay, so they eventually find his socks, and we want to know, how does Grandpa respond? So if we come down here, it says, my sock. Grandpa took the sock. And here's the other one. Alex peeled it off of another towel. Case solved, Emma said. Grandpa pulled on his socks. My warm feet. Thank you both. Oh, so Grandpa responds by putting his socks on, and his feet are now warm, and he thanks his grandchildren for helping him find his socks. Very nice. Okay, so this is your story today. It is called Cock-a-Doodle Snooze, okay? And I bet you can guess, but this story is also going to be about how a character responds, okay? So, we're going to be reading about some animals, and we know you all love animals, so I hope you enjoyed this story as much as I did. All right. Remember, I'm going to read this story with you, okay? And then I encourage you to read it again on your own so that you can get exposed to the text 2 times before you do your task for today. All right. Cock-a-doodle snooze. One morning, the rooster forgot to wake up and say, cock-a-doodle-doo! So all the other farm animals slept late. I don't mean to ruffle any feathers, the hen told the rooster, but someone needs to wake you up on time. I'll wake you up, said the horse to the rooster. I'll give you my loudest neigh. But who will wake you up, the rooster yawned. I'll wake the horse, said the cow. I'll give him my loudest moo. And I'll wake the cow, said the sheep. I'll give her the best baa she's ever heard, as long as someone wakes me first. I'll wake the sheep, said the pig. I'll give her an oink and a grunt. Then who will wake you up? Said the sheep. Oh, I always wake up on time, the pig said, as soon as I hear the rooster crow. Sounds like a plan, yawned the rooster. But the next morning, all the animals slept late a second time because the rooster still didn't crow. Because the horse didn't wake the rooster, because the cow didn't wake the horse, because the sheep didn't wake the cow, because the pig didn't wake the sheep, because the pig didn't hear the rooster. That settles it, the hen said. If nobody here is going to wake up on time, I'm taking over. So at the next crack of dawn, the hen ran all over the farm yelling, cluck, cluck-a-doodle cluck, cluck-a-doodle cluck. All the other farm animals woke up, including the rooster. But how did you wake up on time? Said the rooster to the hen. That's easy. I set my built-in alarm cluck, said the hen. Cluck-a-doodle cluck, a doodle cluck. How cute is that story? Okay, so we've got some animals here who depend on their friend Rooster to get them up with his cock-a-doodle-doo that they do at the crack of dawn. And he doesn't wake up, right? And so then he can't do it. And then none of the animals are able to wake up because they are used to responding, okay, to the rooster's cock-a-doodle-doo, and that wakes him up. And then everybody starts, well, I'll pitch in and help. I will help. You know, the horse said he was going to help wake the rooster, and then the cow said he was going to help wake the horse, and it was this big old chain, okay, but nobody did what they said they were going to do, and so then they slept late again. But the hen responded, okay? He responded in a certain way. So the hen says that, you know, okay, since nobody else is going to get up, then I am going to have to step in, take over, and wake everybody up. And what did he do? He did just that, and everybody was able to wake up. Okay, so that is how our friend Hen responded to nobody waking up twice. Okay, so I'm going to let you all go ahead and jump right into your lesson for today. Okay, you are going to, remember, read the story again, okay, before you go ahead and do your assignment for today. Make sure that you plug your answers in on GoFormative, okay, because that's very important. And then we will see you tomorrow for another reading lesson. Have a great day, friends. Bye.